At the end of this video, we'll take a look at MadRamp's innovative pivoting ramp system, the safer, easier way to transport your ATVs and snowmobiles. Stick around. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The Bridge Street Garage Racing Team, the house racing team of the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here tonight. I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. We're going to be getting to that here in just a moment. We have a live guest, Brian Van Haverbeke, waiting for us in the green room. He's going to be on in just a moment. Before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. If you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to make a comment. Let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, we thank you so much for coming on to check us out. I hope you have a good time with us and decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if to our regular viewers who are here each and every week, week after week after week, I thank you so much for being a part of this. You guys are the ones that make this possible, and I really appreciate it. Let's take a few comments, and then we'll get right into the program here. They're coming in hot and heavy here. We've got Joshua Gilbert saying hello. Nice to see you, Josh. He is a regular viewer, and he's been on here live, and I'm sure he'll be on here live again sometime. Alden Banks saying hello. He's a regular viewer as well. Nick Kafez, loud and clear from Shelby Township, Michigan. Nice to see you again, Nick. I don't think Nick has missed a single episode. He is here each and every time, and we love that. We thank him for that. Josh Leverker, regular viewer from Tug Hill, New York. Thank you so much for coming on. John Spranger Jr., regular viewer, says Happy New Year. He's from Eland, Wisconsin. Mark Ferguson says Happy New Year's and welcome back, and he is from Ontario. Scott Verdon says hello from Michigan. Hello back. Nice to see you, Scott. Doug Stenhouse from Waterdown, Ontario. Perry Kemnitz from Pembina, North Dakota. We have Bruce Hulls from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. Our good friend Armin Buteau, resident RUP expert, is here from Pittsburg, New Hampshire. And Armin, I'd like to put a seed in your brain and ask you to consider coming on here sometime for the live show and tell that we do about half past the hour. Love to have you on some night to give us some show and tell of your RUPs. I know you have a wonderful collection. We've got Josh Leverker saying loud and clear. Just a few more comments here, and we're going to go right in and bring Brian on here. Dominic Anthony Kane from Michigan is with us tonight. Dave Lowry from Alberta, Canada, loves the show, and we love that you love it. We really appreciate the comment. Terry Beck from Michigan is here. Rick and Katrina Dumont, glad to be here. We're glad to have you here. Glenn Ford from Vernon Center, New York, regular viewer. Thanks for coming on. Madai Steve from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, loves the vintage sleds and loves the show, and we appreciate that compliment. Brent Corbin from mid-Michigan, loud and clear. Rob Hilditch from Bowmanville, Ontario. In fact, I was chatting with Rob today. We've got plans to have him on a future episode. I'm going to get into, I've still got some comments coming in here, but I'm going to get into doing things with our first guest, but I'll keep popping the comments on the screen. Let me get to the right spot here. I also want to let you know that at half past the hour, we're going to open things up for open line for the show and tell portion of the program. At that time, I'm going to post a link in the description. You can click on that link and join us for some show and tell. If you have something vintage related to show us and tell us, we would love to have you come on for a few minutes and spend some time with us. Here are the guidelines. You do have to have something vintage related for show and tell. We ask that you hold your camera horizontal for a wide shot. Please keep it clean, no nudity, profanity, etc. It's okay if something is for sale, but it does have to be vintage related. And we do ask that you keep it positive, no bashing of people, businesses, events, anything like that. So without further ado, we're going to bring our guest on right now. His name is Brian Van Haverbeke. How you doing tonight, Brian?
You, Mike.
Good. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I know we've been talking about this for a while. I'm really excited to finally have you on here and show us some things. So where are you doing this from, Brian?
I live in Mount Bridges, Ontario, Canada, just outside of London.
Nice. And the rumor going around is that you're a cat enthusiast and you've got a collection of kitty cats to show us tonight.
Yes, I do. Yes. Yep. I got a few of them here.
Wonderful. Well, good. I can't wait to see it. I can see you've got some vintage cat memorabilia and clothing behind you. Do you feel like
Yep.
that camera around to give us a good look at that?
Sure.
All right. Excellent. Let me put you full screen here, and the show's all yours. Go ahead, Brian.
Thank you. How are you tonight?
Doing good.
Good. Good.
So
I
we're
guess we'll start off with some of the kitty cats here. I got this one here in particular. It's one of my survivors that I picked up.
yeah.
I've been collecting the kitty cats for probably 5 years. Collecting memorabilia for about 4.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of getting into it. This is all my kitty cats are 1972s. They're all the
72.
same year.
And
Yep.
72 is the first year they made the kitty cats. Is that correct?
It was the first year they made production yet for the public.
Yeah, nice.
And they were actually produced out of Nebraska
mm-hmm.
at the Leisure World Products. And because Artie Cat wasn't sure how the first year was gonna fare out with these small machines, and they did so well on the first year, they decided that they're going to move the kitty cats back to their main plant in Thetford Falls, Minnesota.
Back in house.
Yeah. And also the Leisure World, they made quite a few things for Artie Cat there. They made the push lawnmowers, the riding lawnmowers, the snow blowers, mini bikes, bicycles. There was quite a few things.
Nice.
So this one here it's the way I got it. I haven't touched it. It's just been sitting in my shop for, I guess, 4 years now, and
yeah,
it's actually a pretty nice little machine for 50 years old now.
yeah, 50 years. Yeah, it looks in great shape.
Yep. And then I have another one here in behind it. They're virtually all the same. This one's a little bit maybe not quite as nice, but as I say, they're just machines that I've just stored and they get covered up in my shop. And my whole idea was to um, restore one when I do retire. I would like to restore one, take them to the shows when I go, and if I sell one, then I will kind of repeat the process.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit tougher, like it's not quite as nice, but
yeah. Yeah.
And they both had the black seats. Yeah.
50 years old, it's still looking good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you got to collect them because the parts are getting harder and harder to find all the time. And
yeah.
Somebody says, why do you need so many? Well, I started off with one and I needed more parts, and some of the parts I needed wasn't available. So I thought, well, I'm going to go out and get another one. And it just led to that. And then it became an addiction. I got 11 of them.
11 of them. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, was there something specific about the kitty cats that appealed to you that made you want to specialize in the kitty cats, or
well, when I was younger, I remember my dad, we were driving down the road and I was probably about 11. And a neighbor down the road had one sitting out in his front yard. And it was the first time I ever seen a small kitty cat. Had the leopard skin seat on it. And I thought, oh man, I really wanted one. So I asked my dad, I said, will you give me one? And he said, no, you're too big.
Yeah.
He said, well, look at another one. So it was a while back, but it was probably 3 years or 4 years later. We ended up inheriting a 1972 Cheetah 399. That was our first sled that my parents let us have.
Yeah.
We had inherited it from my grandfather, and that got me going as a Artie Cat fan for this long. Kept me going.
For sure. That's what's made me a cat fan too, is we had a 72 Cheetah when I was a kid, and that just it changed everything. For sure. Yep. And you've got some other Arctic Cat clothing, memorabilia, so on and so forth in there. I see some.
Yes.
What are those magnets? Those round.
Oh, the magnets down here. Yeah, on the display case. I don't have much metal down here, but these are actually door magnets that the dealers would have put on their vehicles.
Nice.
They're about 12 inches across. They're quite good size.
Yeah, I love that.
They're just a magnet. You just pull it off, and
that's cool. Put that right on the side of your car or truck if you wanted to.
That's what they did, because back then there wasn't a lot of there was no vinyl for as far as advertising. They used these magnets, and actually they had a lot of white plastic ones too.
Sure.
The dealers and stuff would put on their doors, and yeah, I got a couple of those.
Nice. I'm going to take a moment here too and ask the viewers, if you like what you see and want to compliment Brian, or if you have questions about anything you're seeing, please make comments in the comment area and give us some feedback and compliments and questions, anything that comes to mind as you're viewing this. But please go ahead, Brian.
Okay. We'll go back to the clothing here.
Sure. Yeah.
I just kind of put these clothing out here for like display. If I go to a show, I just hang them up. I have my own little banner, and I just put the little kids' snowmobile suits on there. And I don't have a lot of clothing. I have some, but not a lot. Not compared to some guys.
Sure.
I have the fur coat.
Nice. And can you go in close at that item on the left? Is that with the pattern with the cat head logo?
Yes, it is. Yeah. It's all small little cat heads. They're
very cool.
Around.
Very, very cool. I love it.
And this one's jacket is actually in really nice shape.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. And is that a junior jacket, or is that an adult jacket?
That's an adult jacket. Yeah, it's a size large.
Yeah, nice.
It looks smaller compared to the fur coat beside it.
Yeah.
But it actually is a large. Yes.
It is. Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Oh, so Alden Banks is wondering, what kind of motor did Kitty Cat run in those back in the day?
They had a Kawasaki motor. It's a 60 cc, just under 3 horsepower. There was 2.85 horsepower.
Yeah.
2-stroke.
2-stroke. Yeah.
Yep. Just a Kawasaki 2-stroke. In 1972, the first year like this one, they call it an A motor. And I'll see if you can see that. See that little initial on the right corner, an A?
Yes.
Yeah. They've only put that in the 72.
Okay.
In 73 to 76, the motor looks identical, but it's not an A motor.
Okay.
It was also a Kawasaki.
Yeah.
And then from there on to 99, they put a Suzuki motor in them. They changed them.
Gotcha. Well, cool. Yeah.
It's
Thank you for
nice
answering that question.
Yep. It's nice for the kids because they got a governor on them. You can make them go as slow as you want. You know what I mean? For the kids starting out.
Yeah. And if you remove the governor or just don't have
They
that
will go a little
engaged,
faster. Yes.
it goes.
Yes.
Does it go
They
pretty
do
quick?
that when they race them. Well, they're supposed to only go 8 mile an hour, but they will go faster if you
They go a little
do
faster
a
than
little.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they actually have some classes racing. The kids race these little things, and they can get them souped up pretty good if they change some gearing and whatnot. I
Nice.
try to do all my stuff original.
Yeah.
On my sleds that I restore, I try to use everything original. I try to put all back to original stuff.
Nice. A lot of new old
'Cause
stuff.
over the years, people would do different things just to keep them going, right? So
Sure. Now, Mark Ferguson is making a compliment. He says he likes your collection, and the first one he saw was in 1980 at Napanee at Jeffrey's, and he wanted one, but also ended up with an Elan. But
yeah,
I'd love to get a closer look at what you have in that case there.
Okay, sure. Just gonna move these magnets out of the way here.
Sure. And Bruce Hull says it's a nice collection as well.
Well, that's just my sleds that you haven't seen the restored ones yet.
Oh wow.
Okay. There's some of the patches and some of my buttons.
A lot of memories in there.
Yeah, yeah. That's not quite a patch you would wear anymore now. This one.
That's cool.
I got a bunch of.
That's for the bold person. You got to be bold to wear that.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this belt buckle there. It's actually one of 1,000. It's an Arctic Cat buckle.
Nice.
Just a whole bunch of different things. Like there's little keychain thermometers. You know, I mean, a couple other buckles. This Flying A patch, that's a harder one to get. A lot of people don't sell it because it's an older one.
Yeah.
They're quite rare. And then we move down to the next shelf. The white patch in the front says parts and accessories.
Oh yes.
These would have been more in the factory. They were not an item to be sold to the public. That would have been worn on their coveralls or their shop jacket.
On a shop coat or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I got super lucky. I got 5 of those.
That's amazing.
This is a new old stock patch.
Oh yeah.
It's about 8 inches long. I got a couple of these that went on the back of the late 60s, early 70s snowmobile suits.
Nice.
That, I don't know if you can see that cup there. That's Arctic Cat when they first had their first dealer meeting in 1975 in June. This is a cup for it that would have been from the factory.
So each of the dealers that showed up would have gotten a mug like that.
That is correct. Yes, I do like collecting a lot of dealer stuff, just because it's it's not quite as attainable. And some more items. They look like they would have been like ornaments you would have hung on a tree or something. I got a couple of different ones of those.
Sure.
And just
Jared Saylor is saying he likes the Schmitz can. Is there a snowmobile on it? He's asking.
Yes, there is. There's a Arctic Cat.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. I love it.
I got some more cans of that and a paper that goes with it. What you would do is you would it was a draw for a free snowmobile on how many inches of snow was supposed to predicted to fall for that year, and the closest person won a sled.
Wow, won a sled. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. I also, like I say, I got the. I'll show you to it over there in the other cabinet, but it was quite neat. I would have liked to won one.
Yeah, for sure.
This is another patch, a little bit earlier style, but
Yeah.
that would have. It's a good size one. They go on the back of your snowmobile suit. Would have been sewed on.
Now, is that what, a 6-inch, 8-inch? What's the diameter
That's
of that?
about 6 inch. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. Oh, and our friend Pete Leduc is saying hello.
Hello, Pete. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. He lives in Sudbury. He's about 6.5 hours away.
Excellent.
He actually, I'll just kind of go from there. He actually did a couple things for me. I sent him a picture of the kitty cat drivers drink milk.
Oh,
that
yeah.
patch right there.
Yeah.
I sent him that picture, and he scans it, and he ended up making me a glass etching.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
So there's one there. And then I sent him a picture of the kitty cat face that goes on the front of the kitty cat on the hood. And he made me this glass etching.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Very cool.
And he's a vintage rider too. He has a 1974 Raider 440.
Oh, yeah. She sent me an image of that. Let me pop that on the screen while you're talking that up.
Sure. And he made his own design pull behind sleigh. And where the hood or the hood at the back, where it's supposed to be the motor, he made his own design and put a barbecue. It is quite the thing.
Wow. That's cool. That'd be something to pull into a ride-in or something with that.
Yes. Yeah. He gets a lot of bucks.
I'll bet it does.
He gets a lot of bucks from it.
Very cool. Now, Dominic Anthony Kane has a question for you. He's asking about the kitty cats. He says in the U.S., the kitty cats run around $600 to $1,000, and he's wondering what the value of them in Canada would be.
Well, I see them in the U.S. They're running a lot more than that right now too. Most of them in the U.S. that I have seen on Facebook are $1,500 to $1,800.
Oh wow, yeah.
Here for a decent running one, they're going around $3,000 Canadian, $3,500.
Okay.
Anywhere from $25 to $35.
Wow. Wow, yeah. Thank you for answering that. And then also we've got Shop Cat Industries. He says he's trying to revive an early 77 Everest 444 liquid cool that's not run since 97, but it runs now. Well, that's cool. And then just a couple other quick comments that are coming in. John Graber says hello from Clear Lake, Michigan. And Pat Lima says great stuff. Thanks for sharing. But yeah, please continue.
Okay. I got a set of still in the package of the cat claws.
Yeah.
And here in this box, I'll just move the top. There's another Schmidt sign. That's a new sign that I also got in the back.
Nice. That's the same image that's on that mug.
Pardon?
That's the same image that was on that mug.
Yes.
Or on the beer can. I mean,
I'm beer can. Yeah.
But go ahead.
In here, I got a couple boxes. We have a thing over here was called Avon, and they sold different things. Anything if they could make $1, they sold it.
Sure.
And these actually, when you open them up, there were 3 different colors. They're actually soap.
Yeah. Very cool. I actually got some of those one Christmas when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, please continue.
And there's the boxes of the snowmobiles that they had. Yeah. And the hood come off the front, and there was actually aftershave in those.
Nice.
I've got 3 of them on the other wall there, and just different fragrance, but something that's been around for a while.
Sure. Sam Farringer says this is a great cat display, and it's snowing right now in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, you can sure smell them when you open them.
Yeah. And then Alden Banks says, what would a new kitty cat cost back in the day, back in '72? What were they getting for those brand new?
They were $276, I believe.
Wow,
Brand new. Yep.
that was outstanding. Love to see those prices again.
Yeah. I kind of tell everybody, I joke around with them. They say, when they find out how many kitty cats I got, I said, well, I got so many, I got them coming out of the wall.
Oh, look at that. That's a
I
really
made
cool
this, I
effect.
seen one, yeah. And I, 72s don't have a lighting coil, so they have no light on them. 73 on does. So
Yeah.
I put a little light on the inside to make it glow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That is a cool effect. It does look like
Something
it's coming
different.
right out of the wall.
Yes, it does. Yeah. When you stand back here at a certain angle, it looks like it more. Yes.
Yeah. Very
And then
cool.
here I have, they were a dealer pin displays.
Yeah.
They would hung up at the dealer, and there were all different pins on there. And this, you just picked one off and you would buy it from the dealer, right? So
Yeah.
I actually have the pins and the display outfit. Got a couple of
Nice.
them. There's another different one. Some different pins on it.
Very cool.
And then I have the little kitty cat hat here.
Yeah.
And another hat, but it's not a kitty cat hat, but it was just a nice one that I liked. I like the design.
That is nice.
Then we'll go to this here cabinet. There's a bunch of different things, odds and ends and pins. And over in the left corner there, it's actually a charm bracelet that you could buy from the dealers.
Yeah.
And you could they sold the charms separate. So you could just add them on as you bought some.
And with the charms like a cheetah or a lynx or a panther, that sort of thing. And
no, there was only these ones.
okay, yeah.
There was the cat head, and then the 60, like 66, like a D140.
Yeah.
On the right, and then one of them, like the Z model.
Yeah.
On the left, and the other one is just like it's a panther.
Yeah. Like a 69.
And then
like that.
I also have the necklace that goes with it. There's the panther necklace.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And that's the little red lighter one there. That's just a Christmas ornament.
Yeah. Some
pins. Bunch of different pins. And here's my other one that I was telling you about, the beer cans.
Oh yes, yeah.
You win a free snowmobile. So you had to enter and see how many inches you put on there, and the winner actually did win a snowmobile.
That is cool. What year would that have been? Early 70s, probably?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. Now, speaking of the early 70s, Bruce Halls has a comment. He said his best friend had a 74 Cheetah, and if he remembers correctly, the running A was molded into the track, which made a footprint in the snow. And I do remember those tracks. I remember seeing that. Yep. You could tell when someone had gone by, it had that logo.
It was very sharp. Yep.
Yeah.
I still see them tracks.
Nice. And then Clint Bruder is checking in from Logan, Utah. Says nice collection.
Thank you.
Alden Banks was commenting on the Zippo lighter.
Okay. That one.
I noticed that as well. Is that a cat logo or something on there?
It is. Yes. It's a late 60s Panther.
Yeah, nice. And then Roger Cormier says, awesome Articat memorabilia display. Brings back many memories. Thank you, Brian, for sharing your collection.
Yeah, thank you. I'm also a member of the Vintage and Classic Snowmobile Club of Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, the president, which is at this time now, is Alex Lamore. Mm-hmm. He's the one that got me started into going into some of the shows. I wasn't going to actually, I didn't have interest in showing them. I was just going to do one up, sit in my basement with some of my collectibles, and leave it as is. But I'm glad I did because I really enjoy going out and meeting with people, and
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I originally was only going to collect the 50th anniversary stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what these watches are. Some of the stickers.
2012.
Yep. Yep.
And
I got a bunch
watches
of
and mugs and
yeah, watches, coffee cups, playing cards, pins. There's another 50th anniversary watch, a couple keychains. And then if I go down, I got a cup, some bigger decals. And these hats are actually, they're also one of 1,000. I have two of them, a higher number and a low one.
yeah.
Another 50th anniversary mug. That one, I should have turned it on. It's got a little light in the bottom. It glows green in the bottom. It's quite unique.
Oh yeah, nice.
Battery operated. It came that way.
Yeah.
Then I got some bigger clocks here.
Yeah. Very nice.
It's the 50th anniversary book, and I got the DVD and whatnot. Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember getting that back in 2012. I got that same thing. Nice.
Yeah. And then I got a couple of pair of suspenders.
Yeah.
Eddie the cat mechanic.
Nice. And
There's
now what's that rolled up? Oh, those are mittens, I bet. On the left there, mittens or
they're a
socks?
pair of gloves. Yes. Yes. And so them are gloves and hats. Ear warmers. I got the records. I got the cat records. I got the summer beach hat in the back behind the little cups.
Yeah. Now Rob Hilditch is saying this is a great collection.
And then I got some other patches and odd stuff here. That's another. I got a couple of them big vintage patches there in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, pick of the litter.
Yeah.
Catters. Yeah. Turpentine cat.
Yeah.
And the guy with the green suit. I remember the guy with the green suit. What's it say?
Me and my Arctic cat.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I remember those back in the day. And Cat Power.
Yeah, there's Arctic Cat cross country team patch back there, the green one. The sunglasses are quite neat because they got that mesh where you can see out, but you can't see in. You see the cat face?
I can just barely make it out.
Oh, okay.
But that is cool.
Yeah.
John Graber is asking a question. He's wondering what value do you think you'd put on this collection?
I have no idea. I don't want to say.
Yeah, I totally understand.
What I buy my stuff just so I can keep a track.
Sure.
Same thing with my parts on my kitty cats. Like I got more parts than I got kitty cats, but it's only because the parts are harder to get. And when, like I say earlier, when I do decide to retire and fix these up, and I will be doing them for customers too, that you got to have the parts if you're going to restore it.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
And I like restoring everything as close as I can to original they came with.
Yeah.
Here's
now,
another.
As far
nice
as the restorations, is that something you would do for hire at some point, or?
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Now, do you want to do a shameless plug and share a phone number or something, or?
Yeah, actually, I think I sent you my card.
I know you did, and I apologize. I don't have it ready to pop on the screen.
No problem.
I'm sorry about that.
Now, do you see that belt buckle? That's from the Cat Fest.
Yeah.
From 1994. That's when Arctic Cat sold their 1 million sled.
Yeah.
And I bought these from, he was a dealer. I don't remember what state he was in. He was in the U.S. He was a dealer from, I think, 72 to 99 or 2000. He had a fire, him and his wife, they retired. And just a couple of years ago, they decided to start selling some of their stuff. And I got a hold of these, and these are also one of 1,000. I have two of them. I actually have number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, nice. That's a find right there.
Yeah, and the cat fest, like I say, there was a bunch of different things. Them were actually ornaments you hang on. There's pins. There's all kind of stuff I have in that. If you see a white bag down there, I have new T-shirts, and I have a cat fest straw hat too.
And is that a mini bike helmet underneath it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that goes
look
with the mini bike. That they had that color. They also had a jacket.
Yeah.
It was like a windbreaker jacket. Same color, same design. That's also the kitty cat patch or for the mini bike.
Yeah, and you've got a mini bike in that room, don't you?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
There I call him the cool cat.
Look at that little mohawk.
Yeah, that's the way that hat was made. Right from Artie
cool.
Cat. So I just put a pair of green sunglasses on him, and he's a cool cat.
Yeah, you got to have shades to be that cool.
Yep. And then I have just another ordinary Artie Cat helmet, kind of quite unique design.
Yeah.
And then I have this one.
Yeah.
It actually has the leopard print on the inside.
Oh, yes, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have a lot of people seen the purple one.
Yeah.
And I'll just quickly turn around here to my other cabinet. That's one of those, there was bourbon actually in that liquor decanter.
Bourbon, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was gone when I got it, though.
Sure. You could fill it with purple power lube.
Yeah. Okay, this helmet, it was the white color and design was made for the kitty cats. They were made for kids. Just when you look up under in their parts book, like catalog, I should say.
Yeah.
This one was actually designed for the kids, for the kitty cats.
Nice.
There's another little clock.
Yeah.
That patch there in my other cabinet, I got a thing full. I got probably 20 of them. They're all new old stock. They're wrapped up.
Nice.
This here helmet, it's a little bit bigger. It's a youth helmet, but it's still it's not quite as big as an adult size.
I remember those adult size ones. I remember really liking those too back in the day.
Yeah, I got one here. I'll show you that too. This is a little LED clock. It's a helmet.
Oh, look at that. Very cool.
This is the leopard print fur helmet. I call them the furry helmet.
Very cool. And that's covered with, the whole helmet is covered with fur?
Yeah, and then it's got the leopard print on it.
Nice.
And then that's the other red one I was telling you
about.
Yeah,
I remember those. I remember really liking those.
This one don't have a mark on it. It is mint.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I remember really liking those back in the day.
Yeah, I got one of the helmet bags.
Oh, look at that.
This one, it's in really nice shape.
Yeah.
I got a house cat.
Ah, look at that.
That's a blow up one. Yep.
Yeah.
I have an advertised documentation that if you got gas at a certain gas station, you could buy one of these for 99 cents.
No kidding. That's cool.
They sell for a whole lot more than that now.
I bet they do. I imagine those are quite rare.
Yeah. Yep. This is a quick little layout of some of my stuff here.
Yeah. Let's go in for a closer look at that rotating that lamp or light. What is that? A lamp?
It's a light. Yeah, it's a light, Mike.
Oh, look at that.
A guy in Quebec makes these, and I sent him this design off the patch, and he made me that one.
That's nice.
I've had that one a couple of years already now. It works pretty good, really good.
Yeah.
And I got that's a plasma Artie Cat clock. And down below is a belt display.
So there would have been belts on that rack.
They would have been
Organized by
belts. See the
length.
sizes?
Yeah, organized by
30,
length.
32, 34s. They're all different sizes, and the belts would have hung on that. That was from a
Yeah.
dealer too.
Nice. And some
Another
ceramic.
helmet I had here.
I remember those
50th,
helmets. Yeah.
yeah, the 50th anniversary drum, oil
Yeah.
drum. Got a Purple Power
Yeah.
new gear drum.
Very cool. And a mini bike.
Yeah, there's the mini bike. Yeah, I have
look at that.
I restored this a year ago.
Yeah.
It hasn't been out of the house yet because there's been no shows.
Sure.
This one is actually a 1971 Prowler.
71. Yeah.
Yes, they made they started the mini bikes in 1970. They made SSS Cat 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And then in 72 they made the Prowler, the Screamer, the Ram, not the Ramrod. Oh shoot, the Prowler. They had a Whisker and a Climber.
Yeah.
In 1972, and then in 73 they made the same ones. Plus, they also made a Ramrod and a Scout, and they were different colors. Each model had a different color, and most of them had different engines.
Okay. Nice.
But I fully restored this when I got it. A lot of stuff was rusted, and they painted over things, and I just stripped it, sandblasted, and got stuff re-chromed. But it was right off. Everything was right off. I did it right from scratch.
Wow. Very nice. Now, Steve Woodward says this is an excellent collection, and Brent Corbin says beautiful collection, very unique, and he's enjoying the tour.
This is one of my show sleds that I take to the shows. They're all 72s, but
yeah.
And when I restore them, I take everything off, every nut and bolt. Nothing gets left behind.
Beautiful.
Inside and out. There's the motor compartment.
Wow. Yeah, that's pristine right there.
This is the way I actually restore them. I try to keep everything original, but if I can't, I make it look as better than new.
Yeah, nice.
That's my black one.
Yeah.
It sits on the mat. This little one here, I made a little pull sleigh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually make it, but I repainted it and put some kitty cat stickers on it, and the little kids like it.
Yeah, I bet they do.
I take it to the show, and I can set it on the floor, and mom and dad can take pictures of it with their kid on there, and it's a great little thing to get the kids interested.
Yeah, for sure. And Bob Dentel says, very nice.
And then we'll go to this one, my favorite.
Yeah.
This is a red hooded one. They have a little bit different sticker design on them than the original kitty cats. Mm-hmm. They made these hoods in 72 for the 73 models. It was an option. If you wanted to, you could buy a red hood, and they also made yellow hoods. 50 red and 50 yellow is the only what they made.
Wow. So
and what Arctic Cat was trying to do, Arctic Cat was trying to do was, they did so well on the first year of selling the snowmobiles, these little kitty cats. There's not a actual number on how many was made. It's left in books as a question mark, but I've seen the highest serial number I have seen was 18,000 and change.
Wow.
Now my black one here, it's a lower serial number. It's actually 278 off the line.
Yeah.
This one's 7,500.
Yeah.
But they only made 50 red and 50 yellow. And what happened was Arctic Cat thought that if they sold yellow hoods, Skidoo people would could buy a hood, put it on the kitty cat, the kid could ride it, they put the stickers on it, and the way they go, and they fit right in. And the same with the red. There was a lot of yellow hoods and there were a lot of red machines back in the days. But what happened was it didn't take off. Nobody really wanted them. So they became quite rare to find. I haven't been able to pick up a yellow one yet. I've been close to quite a few times, but not quite there. And this is actually the first sled that I restored. Like these restorations I did are 4 years old now anyways.
Yeah. Very nice.
And the red hood, how I can prove it's actual red hood is I had to repaint the outside because I had actually got it from Michigan out of a recycling yard of all places.
Wow.
The guy didn't know what it was. I contacted him when I seen it was for sale. I said, I will take that hood. So he asked where I lived. Told him I lived in Ontario, Canada. Well, he didn't want to ship here. I thought, oh, come on. So it took me 2 days to finally talk him back and forth with him. I even offered him that I would pay him double what he wanted, what he was asking for it, if I could still buy it. And I'll pay for all the shipping, duty costs. It didn't matter.
Sure.
The guy was nice enough to charge me the original amount that he wanted for it.
Oh, good. He didn't take advantage of the situation.
No, and I wouldn't have cared because I wanted it because
yeah,
how hard they are to get a hold of.
Yeah, for sure.
There's another oil can and an oil barrel, a couple more helmets.
Nice helmets, yeah. And then what was that
So
between the two kitty cats there? What was, you get some power lube cans?
Oh,
what's going on there?
Yeah, it's my oil can display. Another friend of mine, just 15 minutes down the road there, he made me this little shelf, and I can put a few cans on, and then I took this. It's actually supposed to be a liquor display, but I took a sticker and put on there, made it look like, because it's gas pump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. That is cool.
And I actually did pretty good with these things. I've only been to maybe 5 or 6 shows. The last 2 years we've had none, so I haven't been. I only went in 2018 and 2019. They have a pretty big show in Toronto. Some say it's the biggest in North America, only because it's a 3-day event. Yeah. And I took People's Choice Awards for both of my kitty cats.
Nice. In fact, I think I have that image on the screen right now.
Yep.
Nice. Now we are 47 minutes into it. And as much as I hate to grind this to a halt, I'm going to have to, because I still have some other things I wanted to do with the podcast. But any final thoughts or anything that you haven't showed us that you really wanted to, or?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything, Mike. One more thing. Yeah, my ashtray display.
Oh, yeah.
These are all ashtrays.
Very cool.
Yeah. A couple Arctic Cat ones on top, and the 3 at the bottom are actually Skidoos, and that's a 1 of 1,000 plate. Another ashtray. There's a Bombardier one. That's called the gear ashtray. Nice. Most of it look like a gear.
Yeah.
Another Arctic Cat clock. Then I have a new deck of cards. And this is Arctic Cat World Class Snowmobiles. That's 1 of 500 buckles. Wow. I have both lighters. I have the cuff links and tie clip. And there wasn't many accessories for these Arctic Cats, kitty cats. There was a cover, the helmet, and a wheel kit. And there's the wheel kit. That's a used one. And that's actually in that box, is brand new, never been out. Wow. Wheel kit cool. With the summer breather.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's my display I have here.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming on and doing that, Brian. I've been wanting to see this for quite a while, and I'm glad we were finally able to do this. It's a really nice collection, especially for anyone who loves cats, as you and I do. I know, and I know there are a lot of cat lovers who view this podcast, so I think this is a real treat. I think everyone's really enjoying it. I like those ceramics too.
Next year, but maybe I'll come back on. I'm in the works of I'm going to make my own king cat.
Yes,
I'm gonna take one of my kitty cats and put a 340 in it and make it look like the king cat with the right decals and everything, and add it to my display for next year.
Yeah, we've got to see that. And as you're doing that project, be sure and take pictures and videos of, step by step of the project as it goes.
Yes, sure. I sure will. Yep.
Good deal. All right. Well, yes, I do have
All
to
right.
wind it down, Brian, but thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
I appreciate being on, Mike. Keep up the good work. I know a lot of people enjoy it. I do. I watch it every week, so I hope a lot of people other do, and we get some more viewers.
For sure. I really appreciate it. And yes, we'll be in touch. Thank you,
Yep.
Brian.
Thank you.
All righty.
Take care. Bye.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. I think a lot of people who view this are cat fans, as I am, and as obviously Brian is. What a treat that was. That was really special. Now, let's take a look at the menu here. I'm going to make a few changes. I'm going to, as much as it pains me to do so, I think I'm going to eliminate number 4 and try to move into that next week. So if you were thinking about coming on live tonight, I sincerely apologize, but we're running out of time, and I've got to make a few announcements, and I wanted to play that video, item number 5 there. But please, uh, if you were thinking about coming on tonight live for some show and tell, please hold that sentiment until next week, and we'll try and bring you on next week. And if you were thinking about coming on, I thank you so much for that. But let's get into some announcements real quick. We have these are the dates for the CMPR race series, Central Minnesota Pond Racing Series. These are the dates for those that they have. Also, first Saturday in February, the 5th, they're going to have Crane's Snowmobile Museum. They're going to have their annual Vintage Snowmobile Show, Swap Meet, and Cookout. That is a must-see show if you're in the area. It takes place at Crane's Museum. It's an awful lot of fun. They've got 50 to 100 exhibitors that show up with sleds. Plus, there's the museum inside with another 100 sleds. There's a corner of the museum devoted to the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. It's just a really great show. I try not to miss it, and yeah, I encourage you to come by and check it out. Now, this coming weekend, in a couple of days, in Washington, Vermont, just outside of the state capital in Montpelier, January 8th, they're having a vintage snowmobile rally, and that is an excellent show as well. And in a few moments, I'm going to be showing you a video that I took at that show a few years ago, and I hope that you decide to join us. I'm certainly going, and I hope to see you there as well. Also, February the 19th, the Vermont State Fair. They're having a third annual snowmobile festival. It's at 175 South Main Street, Rutland, Vermont. Hope you decide to attend that show. And I'm getting caught up on my correspondence. I have some people that have sent things to me over the last few weeks. We've got Calvin Robinson. This is his uncle's 1970 292 Blizzard that he bought, and here's some close-up images of it. Also, we've got Eric Cunningham posing a question. So if you have an answer for Eric, he's wondering if anyone recognizes this tag. He's looking for some parts. This tag came off a caboose, a Ski-Doo caboose, I believe. So if you know anything about that, please post it in the comments. And Eric will be monitoring this to see about an answer. Also, Lee Gallagher is wondering, does anyone have info on the Wonder Wheels 3-wheel conversion kit for an old Ski-Doo? Looking for the actual kit. So if you know anything about one of those, please post that here in the comments, and Lee will be monitoring that. Also, yeah, we've got this Alice Chambers snowmobile at the Orange Spectacular in Hutchinson, Minnesota. There's only 2 of these built with lefty parts. Looks heavy duty, and he asked me if I'd like to post it. And here's a closer look. This is from Lauren Bem, I should say. Yeah, really cool sled, very rare. Tom Coyne is asking for a pre-mix number for a 1970 399 Kohler Twin. So if you have information pertaining to that, please share it with us here in the comments. And Tony Moss says, I'm in the process of buying a fully restored 1965 B12 snowmobile. I think those are the snow coaches that Bombardier was making. He talking from the tip of the skis to the rear hitch, interior bodywork, interior paint color, everything right down to the windshield wipers. It has the original 313 Chrysler V8 and transmission. He's wondering, how much would you pay for something like that? So if you know anything about that, please make a comment in the comment section. Let's look, in fact, at the comment. John Graber says he loves Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Outstanding. Yeah, that's a great series they're doing. We're going to have Mike Mahar on here at some point with some detail about that. Let me get to the right spot here. All right, so the final thing we're going to do tonight, because I do like to try to wrap this up by the top of the hour, but this is some footage I took a few years ago in 2019 at that Washington, Vermont Vintage Snowmobile rally that I was just talking about. That rally is coming up this Saturday. I'm planning to be there, and hopefully you'll be there joining us as well. But this is one of my favorite videos from that show. I met with the 3 generations of the Severy family. They had an Arctic Cat collection that spanned those generations, and we got to talking and visiting, and they were telling stories and hamming it up, and it was just a great time, as you're going to see. Let me pop that video here, and I think you'll enjoy it just as much as I did.
Hello, my name is Jack, and this is my father's sled. He bought it brand new in '78 and paid $1,500 for it. It was the greatest, latest at the time. We used it, we're still using it today. So it was a real trendsetter, kind of, because we had all old junk before that,
Sure.
60s and stuff, and of course it really we kept everything going, until today. It's been a good sled. Still runs great. Grandkids got it.
All right, so the whole several generations are enjoying the sled.
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh, good. He shut his sled off. Good. We'll get this angle from it. We get the whole family photo here. Nice. Now, do you guys want to gather behind him so you get the whole family?
Whole crew behind the one.
Yeah.
One sled that started my
Definitely.
collection.
Nice. So I've got a nice close-up, and then I want to get it back up so I can get the 3 sleds, get the whole family experience with the 3 sleds. There we go. And that's rolling his video, but I'll make some stills out of that and send them to you.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Anyone else want to make some comments, or?
Yeah.
Arctic Cat's the way to go. If you own any other snowmobile, you need to shift gears and take up paintball or something.
No, horseback riding.
Horseback riding, yeah.
No, that right there, that 79 Panther,
Yeah.
I picked that up from my coworker who ran it for years. It was sitting on a trailer that I got with it, that the floor was so rotten that I fell through it. And the motor was just about seized. I was lucky enough to put marble mystery oil, roll it over, and put fuel in it, fired up. I have not touched the carburetor or anything. I put new fuel lines in it, brand new gas, and it runs great. And one of the stories that my coworker was telling me about that sled is that when he was a kid running it around, him and his brother would stack up cinder blocks and put plywood on top of it and jump a 2-lane road with that sled.
With this very sled.
And that's the third hood that's been on that sled. It's been ran hard, and hopefully this spring, Suicide 6 with their hill climb and vintage snowmobile show, that's going to be on the hill climb comp.
Nice.
Maybe the race too, depending if they do it.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
If that sled could talk, huh?
Oh, it's had a long life.
Nice. Well, at least you're here to talk about it. You know?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
And then this 77 that I have, it was my Uncle Steve's. I don't know the story behind that, but he moved out of state, far away, and so it was given to my uncle for storage. And then 2 weeks before the show, I actually got it running, had to pull the motor out, clean up the stator, put it all back together, and rewire the motor. And it's a great running machine. Haven't done anything with the carburetor either. Just sat before ethanol fuel.
Wow.
It's the main thing.
Wonderful.
Great Arctic Cat sleds.
Absolutely. That is awesome. Any other thoughts before we finish?
All good. Vintage Arctic Cats.
They are the best. My favorite, anyway. Good deal. Well, thank you, guys. Good.
Ride by noon.
Right.
You have so much fun with the old.
It's true. Relive the past. It's a time capsule. Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, that was really fun meeting the Severy family. And as I said, that Washington Vintage Snowmobile Rally, they're having that again this coming weekend. Let me pop the graphic for that. I'm planning to be there, and hopefully we'll run into the Severy family there again. Hopefully they'll be there again this year. Be great to see them again. And hopefully you can see, if you're in the area near the state capital, Montpelier, Vermont, please consider joining us. It's a great, great show. If that looked like fun to you, that video we just watched, that same scene is going to be happening this Saturday in Washington, Vermont on Lowry Road. It's an awful lot of fun. Just search on your GPS for Carpenter Field in Washington, Vermont. They've got it's where the Snowmobile Club has a garage for their groomer, and there's a big meadow there in an area where there's plenty of room there to have a show, as you saw, and it's a really, really good time. I'm looking forward to going to it this weekend and taking some footage and getting interviews and all of that. And if you happen to see me there, by all means, please come up and say hello. If I'm doing video, though, I'll ask you to wait until I'm finished the video to come up and say hello. But yeah, if you see me there, I would love to meet you, and please say hi to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to wind down the podcast here as we do at the top of the hour. Pardon me. But yeah, please join us here next week. Let me do a few comments here before we wind this out. Okay, Clint Bruder says his first snowmobile was a 78 Panther 4000. It was $1,800 brand new. Rode it for 30 years. How about that? That is cool. And then our good friend John Spranger Jr. says another awesome show, and to keep it going. Thank you, John, and I appreciate that you're here every single week. It was nice emailing with you earlier as well. Alden Banks says great as usual. Thank you so much for that compliment. I really appreciate it. And Keith Jash says nice footage of the family. He liked the stories of the Severy family. Yeah, that was so much fun hanging out with them and joking and hamming it up and telling stories. That was really funny, fun and funny. Rick and Katrina Dumont says, as always, thank you for keeping the sport alive, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here every week. Keith Jash says first sled was a 71 Arctic Cat Lynx. And then Bruce Hall says, thank you for another great podcast. Well, thank you, Bruce, for the compliment and for being here. So that is it for the week, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you'll join us here next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We've got live guests planned, and hopefully we'll have time to open things up for the live show and tell, where you can come on with your cell phone and show us what you have there in your man cave or your barn or your garage in the way of sleds, memorabilia, clothing, trophies, stories, anything to do with vintage. Love to have you come on for a few minutes with your cell phone. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for coming on. Catch you on the other side. And now for a quick word from our friends at Mad Ramps.
It's the ultimate combination of simplicity and ingenuity. The newest way to load, unload, and transport your ATV or UTV. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Made in the USA and engineered for strength and durability. Maneuver through tight places and over rugged terrain with plenty of ground clearance. No licensing, no ongoing maintenance costs, and no storage hassles like trailers. Won't slip or move like conventional ramps. Free up more cargo space in the bed of your truck. Securely connects to your truck's receiver hitch. Easily extends for safe loading and unloading. Seamlessly retracts for highway and off-road travel. DOT approved in all 50 states and Canada. Quickly disconnects in under a minute. A unique space-saving storage system. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Go farther. Go faster. Go safer.
When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs. When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.